You're watching WCSD from Calloway County High School.
Good afternoon, Lakers. The New York Stock Exchange is shut down today for Good Friday.
But we here at LakerTV are still working hard to bring you the news that you so desire.
Desire. I like that. Well, Lakers, for the next 2 weeks, your school days will probably feel a little longer. Recently, the Calloway County Boards of Education members voted to extend school by an extra 30 minutes for a period of 2 weeks. This was done to satisfy the state requirement to make up missed school days, while at the same time ensuring that the school year would not extend into the month of June. According to Principal Randy McCallan, it was left up to the school-based decision-making council to figure out where to place the extra 30 minutes.
Instead of trying to move times around for lunch and other kinds of things to try to incorporate and sprinkle that 30 minutes in the calendar, that it would be best that we add that on to the end of the day. So we will have 5 minutes of passing at 3 o'clock. So normally that would be the bus bell, but that will be the change of classes for everyone to go to academic prep. And then from 3:05 to 3:30 will be an academic prep for those 10 consecutive days. And then we will no longer have academic prep for the remainder of the calendar after that April 21st through May 2nd window of time when we're doing those 10 days. The site-based council, I think, was very wise to not get into moving lunches and moving blocks. And by doing this also, we'll no longer be going to academic prep during taking time out of first and second block, going down the wire here to testing and finals and those kind of things. So first and second block will be on the regular Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for the rest of the year, starting April 21st.
Monday through Wednesday of this week, the Calloway County Future Business Leaders of America took part in the State Leadership Conference in Louisville. FBLA sent 26 students to join with 2,000 others from all around the state for 3 days of events, workshops, and motivational speakers. Our chapter won 5th place overall in the state for membership with 162 members. Out of all the students who put their hard work to the test, we would like to congratulate Alex Gullickson for being state champion in business terminology and Claire Umstead for being state champion in business etiquette.
Wednesday was the Future Farmers America's yearly field day competition. FFA teams from around the state of Kentucky meet in the Murray State Expo Arena to compete in agriculture-related competitions. Here's more from LakerTV's Alex Olin.
A total of 1,300 students from 47 chapters in 4 states competed last Wednesday at the Calloway County FFA Field Day. As always, our kids represented themselves, their families, our program, and our school tremendously well.
I know that they enjoy FFA Field Day. It's a tradition. This is the 63rd Field Day here at Murray State, and our school has been competing in this for a long time. We won our first Field Day in a long time back 9 years ago. We've won 8 straight. So we're going to try to make number 9 today, and we'll see how it goes.
What events exactly go on around here? There's a lot of activity. Can you explain some of the things that are happening?
Well, as you can see, things are kind of winding down now. Most of the schools are going home. There were about 50 schools here today, about 1,100 kids, and they competed in dairy judging and beef cattle judging. They competed in horse judging. There's also horse riding and tractor driving. Nursery and landscape, identification, small animal identification. So a lot of different events, all in the field of agriculture.
What event did you participate in here?
I participated in livestock judging.
Was it fun?
Yes.
What exactly did you have to judge?
We judge heifers, the beef cattle. We also judge pigs and goats.
Do you think more people will be judging in your particular area next year?
I hope so. I hope they do a really good job in it also.
For LakerTV, I'm Alex Olin.
Did you know we live in an earthquake zone? Coming up on this week's Focal Point, we'll find out if the threat is real.
And later, a little taste of the sights and sounds at this week's all-campus sing at MSU.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
It's spring in the Mid-South, and that means severe weather season. But tornadoes aren't the only threat for people who live in this region. We turn now to producer Dakota Futch to find out what's shaking.
Many of you may not know this, but we live in the New Madrid seismic zone. This zone is the most active seismic area in the United States east of the Rocky Mountains. It is located in southeastern Missouri, northeastern Arkansas, western Tennessee, western Kentucky, and southern Illinois. The active faults in this zone are poorly understood due to the fact that they are not expressed at ground surface where they can be easily studied. The faults are hidden beneath 100 to 200 foot thick layers of soft river-deposited soils called alluvium. The zone experiences more than 200 microseismic earthquakes per year. They are too small to be felt by humans, but can still be detected by a seismograph. We are also on the edge of the Wabash Fault. Bill Call is the Calloway County Emergency Management Director, and any local earthquake would certainly keep him busy.
So both of those are close enough to us that if they had any strong temblors, would definitely affect Callaway County, either catastrophically in the worst case scenario, or at least interruption type in the lesser categories.
Back in 1811, a series of 3 to 5 major earthquakes believed to be magnitude 7 or larger occurred in the New Madrid seismic zone in the 2-month period between December of 1811 and February of 1812. Several thousand additional smaller earthquakes occurred during the 3-month period from December 1811 to March of 1812. These include 15 earthquakes believed to have been magnitude 6.5 to 8 and 189 earthquakes magnitude 5.0 to 6.0. The New Madrid seismic zone appears to be about 30 years overdue for a magnitude 6.3 quake, because the last quake of this size occurred 100 years ago at Charleston, Missouri. Scientists say that the probability of a repeat of the 1811-1812 magnitude 7.5 earthquake is only about 7 to 10%. Imagine if an earthquake did occur in our area, though. We here at LakerTV believe that you should be prepared in the event that this does occur. There are many things that you need to know before an earthquake occurs, during an earthquake, and after an earthquake. Before an earthquake occurs, you and your family should identify the risk of being affected by one. Make a plan for if it occurs, create a disaster kit, and remove, relocate, or secure anything that can fall and hurt someone, fall and block an exit, fall and start a fire, or require a lengthy or costly cleanup. You should have more than one disaster kit, one for your home and another one for your car. Each kit needs to have 1 gallon of water per person per day for a 3-day period at the minimum. Food is also necessary. You should have a sufficient supply of canned or dehydrated food, powdered milk, and canned juices for at least 3 days. Dried cereals and fruits and non-salted nuts are good sources of nutrition. Make sure to avoid foods that will make you thirsty and stock foods that do not require refrigeration, cooking, water, or special preparation. You should include flashlights and spare batteries in your kit. Do not use matches or candles after an earthquake until you are certain that no gas leaks exist. A portable battery-powered radio or television and spare batteries are definitely something you will need. Be sure to include a first aid kit and manual, a fire extinguisher, and a supply of special needs items such as medications, extra eyeglasses, contact lens solutions, sanitation and hygiene items, and any items unique to your family's needs. Prepare customized emergency plans for your people with disabilities in advance. Make sure to keep a supply of cash and copiers of important papers. Some tools should be included. A pipe wrench and a crescent wrench are essential for turning off gas and water valves. You should also have a lighter, a supply of matches in a waterproof container, and a whistle for signaling rescue workers. An extra change of clothes should also be included, along with a sleeping bag or warm blanket. Make sure you know where the gas valve and water main shutoff valves are, along with the electric shutoffs. By now, you should know what to do if you are indoors during an earthquake. But what about if you are outside? First off, stay there and move away from any buildings, trees, streetlights, or utility wires. If you're in a car, pull to the side of the road and stay in the car. If you become trapped under debris, do not light a match. Cover your mouth with a handkerchief or clothing and try not to move about or kick up dust. Tap on a wall or pipe so that rescuers can find you. Shout only as a last resort. Once the ground has stopped shaking and you finish freaking out, Check for injuries and administer medical care to anyone that needs it. Keep a battery-powered radio with you so you can listen for emergency updates and news reports. Do not use the telephone as lines may be down and service limited. Use mobile phones or text messaging to report an emergency. Wear shoes in areas near fallen debris or broken glass. If possible, put out small fires. Use a flashlight to inspect your home. Check gas, electrical, and water lines for damage. Do not touch downed lines or broken appliances. Do not use your car unless there is an emergency. Sightseeing through areas of damage does not count as an emergency. Lastly, be prepared for aftershocks. These secondary earthquakes are usually less violent than the main quake, but they can be strong enough to cause additional damage and weaken buildings. Bill Call had this to say about the problems that would occur after an earthquake in this area.
There'd be multiple problems. You'd have transportation problems, you'd have loss of power, you'd have problems of loss of water and sewage, isolation of the area because of the transportation problems. Collapse of buildings would create injured and trapped people, so you would just have a multitude of problems immediately. And then, because of the likely transportation issues, you'd have continued difficulty in getting relief supplies in and relief assistance.
We hope that an earthquake never occurs here, but we have to be prepared for the worst. Hopefully this helped you to prepare. For Laker TV, I'm Dakota Fudge.
Thanks, Dakota, for bringing us those valuable tips.
Always a good idea to be prepared. Let's just hope that a devastating earthquake never happens here.
Life can be challenging for kids and teenagers, especially when the family support system is not as strong as it could be. Fortunately, in this community, there is an organization that tries to find mentors for local students that could use a big brother or a big sister. It's called West Kentucky Mentoring, and CCHS science teacher and coach Scott Civils is one of this year's campaign leaders.
I felt like it was good. Me being a teacher, I'm always mentoring or helping kids all the time. So my wife and I felt like that it would be good for us to do this for our community. If there are students that can help kids, I would say someone in the middle school, that would be great for them to help to mentor them. They could come and see me, and I can get them all the information and get them involved. We do have a center here in Murray that we could possibly take them there to work on their homework. They have people there that can help them with advice, any kind of thing that they are struggling with in their home, probably in their home life or school life or whatever. We have people there that can help them in all aspects.
Thank you. All campus sing is a popular tradition on the Murray State campus every spring. So I traveled over to the MSU Quad this past Wednesday to see this big event for myself, and I spotted a few Calloway graduates among the performers.
Each April since 1958, students, faculty, and local residents alike crowd the lawn in front of Lovett Auditorium for All Campus Sing. Groups of students choreograph and perform brief musical numbers on Lovett steps for prizes handed out to the top performers in each category. There were even some recent Callaway grads involved with the event. I went and talked to AOPI member and 2013 Callaway graduate Jessica Foster about what they did to prepare for the event.
And we started performing about in the middle of December. We have 2 song leaders, and it's their job to create the choreography and all the songs. So we started practicing that, and we started vocal lessons. It's been a couple months, and last night we camped out all night in the quad. Our whole sorority did, and we set up tents around 11 o'clock at night, and there was teams that practiced at 4 in the morning or things like that. It's pretty crazy this time of year, and it's been so much fun learning and growing with all my sisters.
There were some traditional performances such as AOPI and Alpha Gam, but some acts had more of a novelty approach.
You have traveled a great distance.
There was also a live stream of the event that reached over 30 countries.
Kayla, that did look pretty fun.
Oh, it was pretty entertaining.
Hey, don't forget, next week begins the extended school days. The final bell rings at 3:30 instead of the usual 3 o'clock.
And we'll be back next Friday with an extended version of Laker TV during academic prep.
See ya.